Yeah, so a sales pitch is really a list. It's, here are the 3 or 4 reasons why you should buy my product. A sales story is something very different. And first of all, it's a story. It's a narrative about something that happened to somebody. So for example, if I'll just give you an example that happened to me. Last summer, my wife and I were at an art fair in Cincinnati, and she was looking for a piece of art for our son's bathroom at home. She came across this booth of this guy named Chris Goog, who does these fabulous underwater photography shots, sea anemones and turtles and coral reefs and things like that. And she got attached to a picture that was, to me, looked like about as out of place as a pig in the ocean, because it literally was a picture of a pig in the ocean. Okay? And I thought that was the craziest thing. And so I asked the artist, how did you get this pig to swim in the ocean and take a picture of it? And that's when the story started. He said, oh yeah, it was the craziest thing. He said a few years ago, apparently some local entrepreneur in the Bahamas decided to raise a pig farm for bacon. So this picture was literally taken off the coast of this uninhabited island in the Bahamas called Big Major Cay. So this guy gets all these pigs, he throws them out on this island for free because he can. And he said, but look in the picture, do you see what kind of vegetation is growing up on the beach? And I looked and I said, all I see are cactus. And he said, yeah, that's a problem, right? Pigs don't like cactus. Like, they weren't eating, they weren't thriving. He said, fortunately, a local restaurant owner on a neighboring island was boating all his kitchen refuse over to Big Major Cay at night and dumping it a few dozen yards offshore. Pretty soon, the hungry little pigs are brave enough to get out into the water where they're going to starve to death. 1 pig learns to swim, 2 pigs learn to swim. It's 3 generations later, all the pigs can swim. He said, so I just had to boat up there, and the pigs eagerly came out to my boat thinking I was the guy from the restaurant, going to give them food, right? Easiest picture I ever took. So of course at that point I got the credit card out. I'm like, we'll take it, right? Because now I'm not just buying a picture, I'm buying a story. A great story that I love telling to people when they come to my house, and it's an animal psychology lesson and a history lesson and all kind of rolled into one. That's a sales story. I think all stories, whether they're sales stories or leadership stories or novels that you read or even movies that you would watch, have kind of 3 things at the core of them. A hero we care about, a villain we're afraid of, and an epic battle between them, right? You think maybe Star Wars with your Darth Vader and your Luke Skywalker and the battle between them. So that's kind of at the core of it that the story needs, but there are other things that can take that good story and make it great. So like the right story structure. Stories have a beginning, middle, and an end, right? It's a little bit more complicated than that, but not too much. If you tell a story in the wrong order, it's not gonna play as well. Emotional components are very important. The element of surprise is very important. Having dialogue in the story is one of those things that distinguishes it from just something that you wrote or something that was said, right? So a number of components like that, and I try and cover all of them in the book with enough detail that you can really turn your stories into something great.